Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to be reviewing Stranger Things, the season finale, the season 5, the big boy. Now, before I get too deep in this review, the reason I've waited so long is because I've heard a lot of rumors about an extra episode coming out, an episode 9 for the season finale. And as I'm recording this, it's the 6th. It's rumored to come out the 7th, which is tomorrow. I think it's Poloni. I don't think it's going to happen. I have been waiting just for interest's sake. The guys who made Stranger Things said that's not going to happen. The show's over. So I'm going to hope that they're not doing a little doozy on me and there is something coming out. If there is something coming out, then I'll add at the end a little conversation talking about it. Let's get into this season and the 3 stages that they broke it up. So I think the first part was part 1 to 4. By the way, if you don't want spoilers, I'm going to get into spoilers of this. This is the first review of the year 2. So whoopee! But I am going to get into spoilers because if you don't want spoilers, go watch it and then come back and watch this. Because I'm going to probably blur the lines because I don't know. It's been a few days, so my mind's a little blurry on some things. But the first 4 episodes, they came out. Fuck, I can't even remember where they came out. I think they came out end of November, I believe. So the first 4, the first batch, you could say, the first 4 episodes. Those episodes, I actually was pretty high with it. Like if I had to rate it on 1 to 4, we're sitting at like a 9 out of 10. I thought they were pretty good in terms of building it up, getting us back to where they left off, getting back into that groove. I think it also the ending. A lot of people memed the ending where kind of like Max and Holly was like they're running to get out of I don't know, the upside down to get back to their bodies. How long it took. There was just so many like little clips and funny moments like that people were reenacting that moments and saying things that you could do by the time they get there. I thought it was very funny. But yeah, I think those first 4 episodes are pretty good. Not really much happens in terms of like the actual war. It is kind of like prepping and you kind of see what Will's going through and you get that little like cliffhanger that kind of at the ending of him. Oh snap! He's got some powers now. But it is you also get that thing where it's kind of like you see that it is this is just a mental warfare that Will is kind of fighting. But yeah, overall the first 4 episodes I thought was like I said I'd give it a 9 out of 10. Essentially, they kind of just kick things off back where they was, and then obviously Vecna is now coming in and he starts kidnapping the kids because it's his plan to get them so that he can start the takeover. I'm assuming I don't know the words that he used. I can't remember the words, but that's essentially what was happening. Is he was planning to take the takeover, but he needs the kids so they can use the mind flare to take control, and he can use them to kind of go on with his plan. And obviously, Max is in this like basically they go to like this fairy tale world where it's like a nice little house where they can get all the treats, they can do whatever they want. That's how Vecna kind of keeps them there. Henry, and then I think the first girl he gets is Holly, which is the sister of Will, not Will, Mike and Heather. I forget her name, but anyway, yeah, it's the little sister, and she finds Max in the forest. After he tells them, "Don't go into the forest. There's a bad creature there." She finds Max, and obviously Max like tells her like, "Hey, I've been trapped here too. Don't trust him. Don't trust Henry. He's Vecna. I'm friends with your brother. Blah blah blah." And they plan to get out. That is the whole point of that area. While on the other side, they're kind of seeing like well, what's happening with Vecna. but they're kind of like prepping to go in and get Vecna. Obviously, when Holly gets taken, then the mission is to kind of rescue her. I'm ranting on a little bit because I'm struggling to remember a little bit. But those four episodes I thought were really good. I was really hyped to get the next three, which only came out December. I think they come out Christmas, the 26th of Christmas, literally a month later. Those three episodes were disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. I felt like nothing really happened. It was a lot of build up. So I was expecting this massive build up for this massive episode that was gonna drop. It was gonna be so sick, and the build up was just so boring. So at this point, after these three episodes, essentially kind of what happens is they go into the Upside Down. They realize what Vecna's plan is. He's gonna bring kind of where he stays. So it's Hawkins, the Upside Down, and then there's like Vecna's world, and his idea is to bring his world into Hawkins and kind of like take over essentially. That is his plan. He's using the kids in the Mind Flayer to do that. So obviously they want to stop him. 11. Oh yeah, she gets her sister back. Apparently the sister was captured by the military, and they're using her blood to create more super kids. So when Owl and them find her, and then they rescue her. I forgot about that part. So they're all now in the Upside Down, and they're trying to get Vecna. They come up with this whole plan that Dustin comes up with, and all of them do ideas and shit like that. The idea is to go in and obviously kill Vecna and rescue all the kids and stuff. So it's a lot of build up, not really much happens. There's so much like emotions. I think the biggest thing that happens in this episode is when Will realizes that Vecna knows he's one fear, and he can't go into this fight if Vecna can just easily take control of him and kind of like make sure Will's useless. Is he has a fear of coming out. If he comes out to his friends that he is gay, they will not want to be his friend. They will not want him around. He would kind of be left alone, which, because it's a mental warfare, he kind of has to make sure that he clears the air, so that that section ends on Will opening up about him being gay. And by the way, obvious as fuck. Like, you could see it building up through the seasons that his character was gay. And there is a fucking, so many people online were like, oh great, the other guy turned Will gay. Guys, it's so obvious that he's gay from other seasons. It's so obvious, and he has to do it. And even they were like, what do they have to have all seen about that? It's mental warfare, people. If there's a thing that someone has on you and they can use that against you, and your only way to make sure that they can't use it against you is to tell everyone about it, and then they can't use that against you, it's the fucking easiest thing to get rid of that solution. So that is why that happened. It didn't happen because they want to be woke or anything. It happened because it follows Will's whole journey, and it is the perfect way for him to make sure Vecna doesn't have anything on him, because he only has that one thing on him, and it's his fear of coming out. If he doesn't have that fear anymore, he doesn't really have any power at all anymore. So that like whole argument, there's so many stupid people out there making that stupid comment. It just shows they probably picked up the show very recently, and they don't actually know what was going on. They weren't following properly. But anyway, so the ending, I didn't mind the ending. I think it's a good setup for the thing, but it goes from like a 9 for me to like maybe a 7.5. Because they were just so boring. Like, not much really happens. It's really boring. And then you go into the finale. Now I'm expecting fucking crazy shit. I'm expecting to see people die, first of all. I thought there were going to be a lot of people that died. I'm expecting some crazy shit to happen, some crazy fights. You're fighting the Mind Flayer, you're fighting Vecna, the military are involved too. I'm expecting to see some crazy shit, and I'm going to be completely honest, when they get to the part where they need to rescue the kids, and they fight Vecna, and obviously Al fights Vecna, they fight the rest of the guys, the gang, they fight the Mind Flayer, I can't remember the sheriff's name, the dad, and the guy that helps him in Russia. I'm butchering the names. I apologize, people. They are kind of in charge of the explosive to kind of destroy the Upside Down to make sure like the Vecna and the creatures and shit, the Mind Flayer, and that can't get into Hawkins and into like the real world ever again. So they're in charge of. They're kind of chilling there, waiting to do that. They're waiting for the all clear, while Al is fighting Vecna. The rest of the gang is fighting the Mind Flayer, which is this massive like hand kind of creature. It does look pretty cool. I'll give it, the creature look cool. But Jesus, do they kill that thing so fucking easily. It's just like, we're gonna go in, I'm gonna distract it, you guys are gonna go on top, you're gonna flame forward and do that, and then Dustin and Steve are gonna go underneath it and do damage from there. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Even Al fighting Vecna, she had like not really any problems with him, especially when Will kind of like takes over Vecna's mind and like mentally fighting him also. They super easily. It's like so easy. This is kind of the ending. I think it's a bit better than Game of Thrones' ending, but it's kind of like, damn, I was expecting a little bit more for the final boss fight. Like it just felt so easy. Like it was too easy, in my opinion. I thought the fights could have been a hell of a lot better. Like more dragged out. It could have been a little bit more dangerous. I did think a lot more people were gonna die. I know it's kids mostly, so like, oh, you want to see kids die? Like, no, but I was expecting maybe the sheriff to die, the old guy to not make it. You know, you're fighting like the biggest threat in 5 seasons. You're finally going a mano, and no one dies. Really? That's how strong you kids are. That's how strong you kids are and old people are. No one dies. The only people that die are military trained people, and most of them who died by the hands of the kids. I'm sorry. That is just stupid as fuck. I didn't enjoy that. And then there's obviously the ending where Al sacrifices herself. Well, not really sacrifices herself. She kind of stays in the Upside Down, closes the gap, so that they don't have any of the problems that the military are doing with taking their blood to make more super kids and then trying to open the Upside Down. And she kind of wants to end the cycle, which her sister, I think it's Kalani, the name is that, I had no idea, I can't remember. She kind of plants that seed into Al that we need to stop this, otherwise it's just going to keep on happening. And yeah, so she kind of, she kills herself. This is where the rumor comes in for the 90th episode that she didn't really kill herself. And obviously Will tells that little fairy tale about she made it out, she's still alive. Whether you want to believe that story or not, I think it's Hoppycock. I think she's a goner. But yeah, obviously this is where we end the thing, where we got to give her a score. The ending, like I said, it disappointed me. It's not bad, but it's not good. I think I would give the Stranger Things season finale a 6 out of 10. Like I said, I think it started the first 4 episode banger. I would have given it a 9. From there, when you release the next 3, it drops down to 7.5, maybe even a 7. And then the ending, I was not really happy with the ending, so I dropped that down to a 6 out of 10. That's my personal opinion. Maybe you guys thought it was the best fucking season finale ever. I don't think so. I think it progressively got worse. Is there gonna be another episode? I don't think so. I don't know why you would do another episode. That is stupid. Because if you're gonna do another episode, that means you're setting up something else. And if you're gonna set something else up, what is the point? What is the point? That you're supposed to finish Stranger Things. I did see something that they are planning to do spin-offs. I don't know if that's true. Let me know in the comments down below if you know that. But anyway, that is going to be my vicious review of Stranger Things, the first of 2026. Let me know in the comments down below how you feel about Stranger Things, what your takes and opinions on them, and what you gave it out of 10. I'm very interested to see that. Anyway, that is going to be it for today's video. Peace!